The Epic of Gilgamesh, which has other names like Surpassing all Other Kings or He Who Sees the Deep, is a strange book. It's surreal. It's about characters, yes, but also gods and monsters and the afterlife. It's about civilization and its rituals and its origins. The Torah, the book of Genesis, is also strange. Its symbols, its symbolism is so refined that it's so alchemically pure, if you will, that even casual interpretations of it can become staggeringly profound. On a level of experience, of meaning, it may be the truest creation story. The book of Job is equally old, which puts into perspective this experience, this investigation into the experience of suffering. People had to, and I think had is the right term here, come up with a story of suffering while they came up with a story of civilization and creation. Let's put the chronology of these events into perspective, a very wide perspective. The earliest we know of humans inventing writing is 5,400 years ago. That means 216 generations of your lineage have existed between now and the invention of writing. If you realize that modern humans, Homo sapiens and Neanderthals, split off genomically about, at least 550,000 years ago, then we have had writing as a technology less than 1% of our existence as a species. Note, we have had agriculture for a bit over 2%. But further than that, only 3,500 years have passed since the earliest known phonetic alphabet, that is, an alphabet that reflects speech, whose symbols signify sound. That's just 0.6% of our experience as a species. That's 140 generations from us. The books I mentioned earlier, the earliest written copy of Gilgamesh is 4,100 years ago. That's 165 generations that have passed since. Similarly, the early estimates, or the earliest estimates of when Genesis and Job were written down, are 3,500 years ago. The same as when we invented phonetic writing. Gilgamesh was written down about 50 generations from when we invented writing. So books like Gilgamesh, Genesis, and Job are the oldest pieces of literature of their kind. There is no older writing like them, really. We have fragments of a moral instruction attributed to a Sumerian king, and we have the pyramid texts, instructions for rituals for the dead and their passage into the afterlife. But, these are incredible books, these are incredible works, in that they are some of the oldest semi-complete works that we have, but they aren't stories. Let me put it this way. There are no stories we know of that are older than the Epic of Gilgamesh, Genesis, and Job. There is no continuation of generational storytelling like them. None. There are no older explanations that we gave ourselves for things that we know of. Since we discovered writing, again, a period that amounts to less than 1% of our species' existence, we have discovered currency, gunpowder, the internal combustion engine, nuclear fission, and the internet. Only 4 generations before we invented writing, we invented the wheel. There are no older stories. There really isn't another way to get a glimpse into our early history like these works. They are our history, really. It isn't really a matter of, oh, I'll read a different book. Something that I'd assumed when I was younger. I could choose to ignore, say, the Bible, or the older stories in the Bible in this case, and pick some other older stories like it. Well, Gilgamesh, Genesis, and Job are our inheritance. They are our oldest inheritance. They are the first things we had to write down. They're the first things we created with the technology that later let us reach space, split the atom, and develop these parasocial relationships. Thank you for watching.